Thank you so much for having me. I know this show is iconic, so this really is a privilege. I'm very nervous. My name is Guy Williams. I'm from New Zealand. So if I get my references wrong, just call me out for it. You know, if I say jandals instead of thongs, if I say six instead of sex, or if I start respecting Indigenous land rights, just call me out for it. You know. Don't get me wrong. New Zealand's not great, but compared to you idiots, we're fucking Nelson Mandela-ing, you know? We're here to debate whether AI would be a better place, the world would be a better place if AI existed. We should debate whether the world would be a better place if Australia existed. The answer, sadly, is yes, it would be better if it didn't exist at all. On a global scale, your contribution is nothing. AFL is not a sport. R.M. Williams' boots suck shit. The Hemsworth brothers sucks. I hope China invades you. You'll never win the Bleeders Low. Now that I've endeared myself to the audience, I'm actually the most qualified here. I'm a tall white man. You're welcome. And I got glasses so you can really respect my authority. I also studied political science for 5 years at Wellington University. It was a 3-year course. I did extra for experts. I'm not an expert. Political science is to science what a movie marathon is to marathons. This whole debate is wildly depressing. I'm just finding that team over there incredibly negative, all right? Like, we're all afraid of AI in the same way conspiracy theorists are afraid of vaccines, or the Herald Sun is afraid of bike lanes, all right? It's gonna be all right, guys. We just need to push through it. We all know nothing about the topic. We're literally talking about this with the same kind of ignorance that a Joe Rogan podcast talks about anything, you know? Let's be honest, most of our opinions on AI are based on watching the Matrix film a few times. Or in Luke's case, Terminator 1 through 7. They are great films, I'll admit that, but it's not fact. My favourite people are the people who claim that like all Hollywood films are left-wing propaganda, but The Matrix is a true movie about how the world really is. The level of ignorance when discussing AI is infuriating, and I'm probably going to make the situation much worse. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, AI is okay. AI is fine. You know, we've had the same phobia of everything from motor cars to cell phones, you know, which, to be honest, they've been pretty fucked, to be honest. But not because they exist, not because they're inherently bad, it's because of the humans behind it. When I was a kid, we were terrified computers couldn't handle the year 2000, you know? A couple of years during COVID, we literally would put out fear-mongering headlines saying we will never return to the office. But here I am, 3 years later, cooking my seafood chowder in the staff room microwave at Officeworks, you know? I don't even work there, I just go to Officeworks. It's the best place to heat up your seafood chowder. Why do we all assume that AI, you know, will be evil? Every example of AI in my life has been good. I am attracted to Alexa. During COVID, she was my main romantic partner and main sexual partner, which Catherine just told me is feminism. I am not a pervert, I am an ally. People say that you'll lose your job to AI. And to that I say, look at me, I already lost my job to AI. I used to work at a supermarket. I was the person who said, unexpected item in the bagging area. Unexpected item in the bagging area. Unexpected item in the bagging area. And they would say, this is the item I'm trying to purchase. And I would say, unexpected item in the bagging area. I did that job at Woolworths for 27 of the best years of my life. And computers took that away from me so I can focus on my true love and my passions. Doing fuck all. Thanks computers, thanks AI. You know, on the positive side, computers can do all the boring, repetitive jobs we don't want to do and let us focus on caring for our fellow humans. We can do the jobs that only humans can do. Healthcare workers, sex workers, teachers, sex workers, caring for the elderly and sex workers, having sex with the elderly, having sex with the sex workers. I actually want to have sex with the elderly, if you know what I mean. What I mean is I want to have sex with the elderly. Sammy J is the one who your grandma wants to bang. I am the one who wants to bang your grandma. I didn't want to say that. That was Sammy J's idea. That was not me. I did not want to say that. No. He told me to.
You asked for my script.
I didn't.
We've left.
I don't even know why we're doing this stupid debate, all right? I just know that I want to have sex with the elderly. Also, is AI flawed? Of course it is. Is it problematic? It's incredibly problematic. These guys have given 1,000 examples of all the reasons why we need to strictly regulate it and control it. But overall, is AI okay? Is it the future? I think of course it is. Most of us should not be afraid of AI and computers that will only enhance our lives. Now I say most of us, because after hearing the other team speak, I can kind of see their point. Not from anything they've said, but just based on how incompetent they really were, you know? Should we be worried about AI? No. Should they be worried about AI? They should be fucking terrified. Look at Luke, tapping away on his iPad, like my dad from 10 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, those drongos don't need to worry about Chat GDP. They need to worry about Windows 95. They have the collective processing power of a Samsung smart fridge. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my main debate technique, just saying ladies and gentlemen. It sounds authoritative. Ladies and gentlemen, think of AI as a complex problem, as difficult and as deep as the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. And think of our opposing team as like 5 billionaires in a home-made submarine, using a Logitech controller as a game controller. Sadly, these three are not going to make it. As the third speaker, I'm supposed to roast the other team, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm so confident in our victory here this evening, even though we've had the harder side to argue, that I'm instead going to use this time to roast my own team. Catherine, Irish. I love you. I can't even roast her, she's too good. Sammy J, you're the first ventriloquist who's had the puppet break up from you and become more successful than you. He's a hard man to roast. Sammy J, you're amazing. You're an amazing leader, and I love you as well. Thank you. And especially thank my team, these two wonderful heroes, for restoring my faith in AI, actual intelligence.
Aww.
The ability of humans to adapt and overcome, the ability to influence and inspire, because AI will never have something that our team has, and that's a human heart. I love you all. Thank you very much, and good night.